Hey guys, it's Matt here again. I thought I'd do a EDC carry video today. Everyday carry video. For me, it's a system of what I'm going to carry every day, and for people who aren't gun people or guys, gals, the idea being a system is going to make you more ready for different circumstances depending on what it is you get yourself into on a day-to-day basis. Basically, just make your life easier, make it a little bit safer, and make the others around you a little bit safer. So, figured it's about time I made a video to share what it is that I carry and maybe a little bit of why. So, I like watching videos like this, so I figured I'd make one for everybody else to check in, maybe get another data point, another point of view. So, starting my left front pocket, of course, we got my wallet out here. It's going to be with you every day, so it's up on there. In my left front pocket, got my work keys. Nothing too fancy about them. Key to the cabinets at work and toolbox keys and stuff like that. That's going to go up there. Also, in my left front pocket is a Phoenix. This is my Phoenix LD10, and they're somewhere around 100 lumens for an hour on a single AA battery, which is pretty cool. It does burn through them. I mean, I use it on high a lot. It has lower settings that last a lot longer, and has a strobe and SOS. Waterproof to, I think, 3 meters, something like that. And of course, it comes with a lanyard and an extra button and silly stuff like that. But I've been carrying this one over a year anyway, and I've basically had no trouble with it, except for if you have an LD10, and I'll probably do a separate video on this thing later. I shouldn't really share it now, but that ring inside there got loose one day, and the darn thing is left-handed thread, and it took me the longest time to figure that out for whatever reason. But it seems pretty obvious, right? But it wasn't to me. But there's a little heads up if you have one of those. But it's a good little flashlight. It does everything you need to do. It's probably not a long enough range for a weapon light. I could in a pinch, I guess. Good thing to have with you every day. It works well. Good value. Probably about $50 for that light. And so then we'll move over to my left rear pocket. This guy always hangs out as my backup flashlight. And this is a Streamlight Micro Stream. Get up in here where you can see it better. And it's 36 lumens on a AAA battery, just one AAA. And it's a good little light. It's lightweight, doesn't get in the way. Nice clip. I like the clip on it real good. And it's got a reverse clip over the top, so you can just clip it right on your hat and use it for a fast and quick and dirty headlamp if you don't have to have one and you need to see. So I carry that all the time. Those two get me by for most things as far as lighting. Jump up to the right front pocket. Usually keep some cash just in case. Money for vending machine food normally, and my keys to my Dodge pickup. Other thing that's in that, hanging on a belt clip, is my Cold Steel Recon. It's a Recon 1. This is a little bit older knife now. This is the clip point. I actually have a 27 LTH, which is the Tanto point, somewhere around here. I think it's actually under the house right now. You go get it. But, well, hello, kitty. Hold on a second. Get down, Fizz. Alright. So this is a good little knife. I like it. It's not super heavy, but it is fairly large. It doesn't bother me because I only carry one knife, so I'm not like nothing fancy. I don't have 3 or 4 different knives on me in a backpack and all that good stuff. And nothing against you if that's what you want to do. Just it's not what I want to do. I want to have one knife, especially this is my work knife. That's why it's so beat up. Carry it to work every day. Use it for whatever, and it gets abused and probably gets sharpened about once a week because I use it so much. Only thing I would change, if I was going to do it again, I wouldn't bother with the serrated blade. And the reason when I bought it, what I was thinking was for the rough cuts, I'm going to use, the serrations for nasty cuts, and for finer cuts, I'm going to use the blade. And that's the reason I bought it that way. It kind of works out that way, but it's so hard to sharpen these guys once they get dull. And they're like razor sharp when you get the Cold Steel knives. Those are very, very sharp. But if you're like me and you abuse it, I cut a steel belted radial off of a wheel one day with my other one, my 27 LTH, and it did it. You know, I needed that tire off, and I needed it off right then. I didn't have any other way to do it, and it got the job done. But it tore those all up, and hadn't really been the same since. Even if you get them sharpened, they don't go back to the same shape, I guess. Not really sure, but I would probably go, if I did it again, I'd just get a regular blade on it so it'd be easier to sharpen. Good all-around blade. I think I've spent somewhere around $70 for that from Amazon.com. I've been carrying it for at least a couple years now, and I carried the 27 LTH a long time before that. So, other thing that hangs out in my front pocket, of course, iPhone. This is 3GS on a broken OtterBox clip. OtterBox has saved that thing a few times. It's, you know, it's an Apple. It'll give you fits occasionally, but it works. And so then the thing everybody always asks about first, of course, is, you know, what gun are you carrying? So, the gun that I always carry, and, you know, not a big surprise to people who know me, I like Glocks. I have a few of them, and I like this one especially well. I traded into it from a friend of mine at work. He had this one around, and personally on the 23s, the finger grooves just don't fit me at all. So this is a Generation 2 gun that does not have any finger grooves on it, and that is why I traded him. It was probably at least as valuable, not more valuable gun for this one, just because of that purpose. That this is, I traded into it for the specific reason of being my carry gun. Change the sights out. Those are True Glow TFOs, so they glow in the daytime from the fiber optics here on the top, and they glow at night from the trinium, which I don't think I can get it dark enough where you can actually see that, but probably could if I really tried. But 13 round magazines. Of course, I think I have a downloaded one. Yeah, you can see it there. It is. Just to make them easier to swap mags. I probably don't need to, but there's a round in the gun, and I always keep it loaded in case I need it. And no other alterations to the gun. Still has the factory trigger that measures in at right around 7 pounds on my trigger pull gauge. I may change that out. I've been thinking about it. It doesn't have an accessory rail because of the Gen 2, but on a concealed carry gun, that would just kind of get in the way and hung up on things anyway. But you can see that it's a pretty thick gun to conceal carry, but for my frame and with a good holster, it conceals pretty well as long as I have a loose shirt over the top of it. And I'll probably show a video about that one of these days. The last thing is the holster that I use, and this is a Milt Sparks holster, and he makes these, I guess, handmade, I suppose, out of leather here in the United States. I don't remember if this is horsehide, but it's good quality leather out of Idaho, I think, if I remember right. And it says it fits the 19 and the 23 on here, but actually it'll fit 26, 27, 22. I've pretty much put any and all of them in there. And actually I've got a Glock 35 here, and it'll slide in there with no problem too. So it'll fit pretty much whatever. So if you look into one of these, I definitely recommend that this is a good holster for everyday carry. Especially if you don't like Kydex so much. Kydex is okay, but I just prefer this just for my own personal reasons, I guess. But I like this a lot. They are expensive, and you will probably have to wait for one. So that's it for my everyday carry stuff on a standard day where I'm not going to work, because I can't carry a gun at work, which is unfortunate. I think they probably should change the laws where you can. My own personal opinion on that. So when I'm going to work, I actually do a little bit different, and I'm going to work and work only. I'll actually carry the Glock 35, and I'll leave it in the truck, because the law here in my state says that I can have a gun in my truck, and they can't really say anything about it, but I can't take it out and carry to the property. So I'll carry a little bit bigger gun because it's going to stay in the truck, and I shoot this gun very well, and it is a fine weapon. So I mean, if I had to choose and I was going to get in a firefight, I would choose this one. Of course, you choose not to get into a firefight if that's on the table, right? But that's what I do. I'll throw this one in the truck, and I'll keep it there with an extra 22 round mag in the door just in case things go real bad. I don't ever see needing that, of course. The other thing I do on days that I don't work, I'll change it up slightly. Instead of the cold steel knife, I'll actually set it to the side, and I'll get out my little Spyderco, and I'll carry it. It's more of a dress knife, has a lot sharper edge on it. I don't know if I can get, you can see that or not. But yeah, even after I've used this one a bunch, it'll take the hair right off of this thing as a razor blade. And you got to be real careful with these guys. I've cut myself with it several times just by getting near the blade, it seems like. But for small tasks, anything real delicate you need to cut and be real careful with, this thing is great. It really has a super fine edge on it, and it's good quality steel. I love Spyderco stuff, so that's one thing you might check out if you've never seen one of these. These are somewhere around $35–40 is all for, and it's a good solid quality knife. I'll probably do a full-on review just of this knife later on if anybody wants to see it. But that pretty much covers my EDC. So go ahead and leave me any comments, thoughts about it, video responses. Let me know what you carry. And I think that's going to do it for today. We'll see y'all later.